Alright, so, this is something I haven't done in over a year, actually. I'm going to try to get straight to it here and get to some key points. For those of you who don't know or might know a little bit, my name is Ryan Paul, RPJ, whatever you want to call me. I am, I guess you could say, the mastermind and the brains behind Eldorado Championship Wrestling. This video is just a brief FAQ introduction for a lot of the new people we are intending to, or who might be intending themselves to be recruited into ECW's third year here on WWE 2K16. Big things, guys. I'm sitting here on my lunch break at work, and I've got about 30 minutes left, so I'm going to try to keep this one short. I do tend to ramble sometimes. I apologize in advance. For those of you who know, if you followed us on YouTube, if you've heard anything about us in the past, whether you're a returning member who didn't make it into year 2 due to roster constraints and or other reasons, or you're just a new person, we have been around since 2K14. We started around, I want to say around October, probably November, I think. Maybe even into December on 2K14. I got the game pretty late due to work and things of that nature. We made some pretty big waves. We had a pretty big roster at one point on 2K14, which we call in our kayfabe storyline wise, to keep things simplified, our first year, year 1. We started off with a pretty good sized amount of people. As ECW became more serious, I guess you could say, some of those people dropped off. They weren't as dedicated, which is cool. It happens. I completely understand. But anyway, ECW began to grow, and it became, we began coming up with some pretty good stories. Had some really interesting character developments and things of that nature. And then we jumped to 2K15 on Next Gen, which, as most of you know, the roster was cut down quite a bit, so we had to start eliminating people, and we ended up with a pretty good core of where we are now. We have a core 25 members. Most of them have been around for most of the first year. Some of them came in a little later, but the guys that are in ECW now are some of the best guys I could have ever asked for to be a part of this. You will be getting to know many of them in and out of character, I should say, and hopefully you'll know the difference between in and out of character when we speak in the group or in Messenger to each other. So anyway, here we are, 2K16, looking really great. A couple of quick things. I'm doing this, I'm trying to get everybody who's wanting to be a part of 2K16 with us on the same page as quickly as possible, because right now, hopefully my work schedule frees up a little bit more in a couple months, but right now I am going to have a hectic time getting everything in line. We're not even halfway through with our 2K15 season right now, and then I have to hopefully get 2K16 pre-ordered here soon. Then once I get that, I have to get it installed, of course, on my Xbox One. I'm going to go into creating championship titles, because I haven't created titles in one of these games in years. So I'm kind of excited to see what the new championship creation looks like. Thankfully, I get to recreate our arenas, which hopefully will look amazing on Next Gen. Obviously, 2K15, we had to use in-game arenas, which was kind of weird seeing WWE logos everywhere, but we made the most of it. It is a WWE game, after all. But hopefully, I'm hoping that we can import our own logos into 2K16 for the arenas, and they will just look fantastic. That's my plan. That is my hopes and dreams right now. So, I got all of that. Recreating our core 25 members, plus all of you guys, and I'm hoping, honestly, my big goal here, my end goal of all this, is to have at least 20, 15 minimum, 20 would be great, another 25 people. So if you got friends who would be interested in something like this too, be sure to invite them. That means I'm going to have upwards from 25 to 50 created wrestlers to be in this game, and I do go into quite a bit of detail. I do custom logos myself with GIMP. I created most of our logos that you've seen on our guys. I'm pretty handy with it. You can ask the guys, I do a lot of work for ECW. I will be redoing our show introductions if you watch on my YouTube channel, which this will be posted on YouTube, so hopefully you plan on subscribing there. I would highly suggest it. Watching everything top to bottom that you can. Probably for your sake, mainly the Year 2 stuff would probably be a good start, but the ECW Network Year 1 playlist isn't a bad place either. It's got some pretty good stuff, especially the later the year gets on, closer to WrestleMania. The storylines really started to pick up around there. Like I said, it was a work in progress through the Year 1 stuff. There's a lot of technical issues with it, but Year 2 is definitely a very must, I would say, watching the Year 2 stuff. Anyway, so, ECW. First of all, most of you guys understand created wrestlers, some of you guys may not. So, if you have 2K16, or you plan to get 2K16, because this video will be out before 2K16, obviously, if you're on Xbox One, first of all, you can upload your created wrestler on 2K16. I'm not getting anybody on 2K15. 2K16, when you get the guy created to do your likings, post him on Community Creations, give me tags and all the information I need to find your guy, and you'll save both of us a lot of time, trust me. From there, all I will need is for you to send me either the information, or if you have it on hand, an MP3 artist and title, if not, of a theme song. It's not a theme song from the game. This is a theme song of your choosing. I don't care if it's something by Avenged Sevenfold, Metallica, whatever. Hopefully, it's nothing too heavily copyrighted, because copyrights can be an issue on YouTube, but I'll still leave it up to your choosing. I can work my ways around copywriting if I have to, through things like increasing the crowd volume and the commentary volume over your entrance if needed. Anyway, you know the gist. Basically, I need your guy's name, height, his weight class, his finishers, because you get 2 finishers, as everybody knows, 2 signature moves. If you're sending me a guy over Xbox One, you can do your moveset however you like. I will give you a fair warning. If you're going to give your guy a bunch of overpowered moves, like an F5 for a regular move, or trying to think of like an RKO for a regular move, basically finisher moves for regular moves, I probably will end up editing your moveset a little bit, because the goal in ECW is not to have the most overpowered created wrestler. You also notice probably that I didn't mention anything about your stats. Your stats will be configured by me. Stats, again, are not a big deal. Everybody's stats will be even. Everybody on 2K15 right now, I can tell you, is over a 90. I think they're all even over 91, 92, even our weakest guys. All the stats are even. I increase the AI sliders and everything, play at higher difficulties to ensure that you have a fair match. Now, what you're probably wondering about me saying that is, well, are you going to let me play as my guy? No. The answer is always going to be no. This is what hangs up some people, so I'm going to get this out of the way right now. This is not a player versus player fed clan, whatever you want to call it. I know there's people that do those. This is not Xbox or PlayStation exclusive. This is not an Xbox Live, PlayStation Network type of federation here. The thing is about this group is we do everything based on our storytelling, our promos, and it's all basically fed into my game's universe mode. It's either going to always be A, myself playing the match versus the computer, or B, if one of my local guys, again, you'll meet these guys as you become a member of the group, Andrew, Kyle Parks, Jeremy McGlasson, Ben Bishop, if I can get him. There's a few local guys who live within a relative distance of me who I've known for a long time, or, briefly through this, and they are able to come over to my house, or I'm able to go over to their house and record the matches. That's on special occasions. Usually it's harder to do that. What you need to know is your promos are very important. How we promo, we do accept typed out text promos. Let me make sure my camera's still rolling here. Alright, still good. Typed out text promos. I will say, if you're going to type out your promos, because I know this is popular among some of these types of groups, please, for the love of God, spell check, proofread. it's kind of important. It makes your promo look bad if you don't. It's just a fair critique for you get your foot in the door. Like this, whether you do it on your smartphone or you have a camera, video promoing is huge for you. If you want to get ahead of everybody else, stop being shy and learn the video promo. You're going to be portraying a character in this group. You know, you can do things emotionally and really invest people with a camera like this. All you need is just a well-lit area. Speak up and look into the camera and be convincing. Especially if your created wrestler is supposed to be a replica of yourself. Just start practicing with the camera. That's what you see when you watch wrestling every day on TV. All your favorite wrestlers who you can think of, they're not typing out their promos for Raw or SmackDown or Ring of Honor or whatever you're watching. They're doing it in front of camera. It's more fun. Trust me, you will have a much more fun time doing it on camera. So keep it in mind. Keep it in the back of your head. Your video promos like this will become part of the YouTube show and make your story more watchable. I guarantee it. It's not just two guys beating each other up in the ring. It's a reason for it then. It really carries the story further than the video game can. The other option for promos is Twitter. We do use our Twitter sometimes. Some people have made Twitters for their characters. And then if you're on your phone again, you can just take a screenshot and post the screenshot into the group as your promo. And it works the same. I mean, you see all the WWE superstars and even some indie guys now and then posting tweets about matches and stuff. It's all the same. It all works the same. Frankly, you can use all three if you want, all three methods. I will say, something we've had people bring up in the past and try to bring in ECW in the past that we don't accept is what they say, I guess, is role-playing in a typed promo. You don't attack other people when you type a promo. You don't have to type in the camera zooming in on your guy or the crowd booing or something, or your guy drinking a soda. Things like that. It's not necessary in a typed promo. To me and to everybody else in this group, it takes away from what the promo should be about. So you can, if you want to use any kind of props, you can do it in a video promo. I guarantee you, again, it will make your video promo better, but not a typed promo. So anyway, another thing, if you're not going to have your created wrestler portray you personally, I'll give an example of a couple of our characters, excuse me. One member of our group, he's a great member, he's a great guy to look out for, Bryant Mitchell. He has a character named Gambit the Great. And Gambit was a character that was in year one, and then we actually got rid of because he had a couple characters. And we brought it back, though, recently, and he took what I've done with my character that I used for my son as a created wrestler, Reed Jones, and created an actual Facebook page, like a page that you like on Facebook. And you can post promos from that and then share them to the group. The other example I was going to use is our Brazilian counterpart, Jose. Jose's character is supposed to be a British, just like rugged badass guy named Steve McCarty, or SMC if you're familiar, the tough guy. He created a page for SMC the same way, and again, it does wonders, because he actually doesn't look anything like what SMC looks like, and he didn't want a video as SMC since SMC isn't supposed to be him. And if your character isn't going to necessarily be you, you can do it that way, and I would suggest doing it that way. That way, it gives you a little bit of ammunition. Now, moving forward from that, next thing on my my list of things to cover here is criticism. Criticism is something that has ran people out of this group in the past, and I'm going to cut straight to it here, guys. Criticism is something you're going to face whether or not you're in this group or whether or not you do anything in real life. It's just part of it. We all are opinionated people, and some of us are very opinionated people, and sometimes you're going to post a promo and maybe somebody messages you and tries to give you some feedback. Don't take it the wrong way. because then you start taking things the wrong way and get twisted, then you stop having fun, and the moment you stop having fun is the moment you want out of this group. And I guarantee you that if you quit because you got mad over something, and then you try to come back later, you're just going to probably end up getting laughed at. And I don't mean that to hurt your feelings, it's just the truth. So, you know, first of all, don't be afraid to ask for criticism. Second of all, if somebody's offering it to you, take it for what it is. Don't get bent out of shape over it. That's that. Like I said, that's been an issue in the past, so I wanted to touch on it briefly. Next thing, speaking of characters, promos, criticism, and all that, another pointer, just a heads up. Please do not plagiarize your character from something in real life. For example, it's cool to have favorite wrestlers, and I know that in the games we have limited creativity because you're going to inevitably use Triple H or Dean Ambrose's entrance or their finishing maneuver. I completely understand that, but that does not mean that your character is Dean Ambrose or Triple H. Let me elaborate on that just a little bit more. Even if your character uses the pedigree as a finisher, even if you have Triple H's theme song, his trunks, and his entrance, anything of that nature, that's cool. I understand. Triple H is a favorite wrestler of mine. Honest to God truth, Triple H, Mick Foley, and Shawn Michaels are my 3 all-time favorite wrestlers. My character is nothing like any of them, especially in promos. So, just keep that in mind. Let's just keep going with that example. If you use all of Triple H's stuff, I don't ever want to see your promo saying, my name is blank, insert your character here, and I'm the game and I'm that damn good. Because that is straight plagiarism of Triple H's promos and gimmick, and it will not make you any more popular in this group. It will not get you anywhere near what you want because there's no creativity in you plagiarizing. Plagiarizing in school will result in you failing. Plagiarizing in ECW will result in you failing. I can promise you that. So, anyway, I think that's really the majority of the things that I need to hit on. You know, it's about teamwork. It's about working with everybody within this group. You're going to be placed in the rivalries. You will have input, you know, especially because we have so many new people coming in. You're going to have an opportunity to work with different people. I would heavily encourage you guys to be open to different ideas, whether it be turning face, turning heel. Being a tag team would be huge. I would love to have more tag teams. Maybe having a couple extra stables and factions here or there wouldn't hurt, depending on their timing and placement. But tag teams has always been something I've wanted more of in this group. Anybody can vouch for that that's been in this group and heard me talk. You know, be open to ideas, and don't be afraid to give your ideas. You know, like I said, we're going into a new territory, having a bunch of new people come in. A lot of you guys who have messaged the page, who you've been talking to me directly, whether you know it or not, a lot of you are new to me and new to this group, and because of that, it's exciting. And I want your ideas to be welcomed. You know, we just don't want to see you guys stumble and fall over those ideas. You know, so, you know, bring everything to the table, and you know, the more you're open to us, the more we will be open to you. And together, my plan is, and everybody else's plan is, and we hope it's your plan as well, we will make ECW's Year 3 the biggest and most exciting year yet. So, with that, guys, do me a favor, subscribe to this YouTube channel, watch some ECW stuff. Be sure just to leave some feedback here and there, and don't be afraid to message the page some more. I will hopefully be sending all of you guys friend requests here soon. I've been following up on the page and making sure I got everybody's friend. I think I got a couple of you as friends so far, and with that, I think that's really it. If I can think of anything else, I'll update it as we go. But you know, make sure you get all of your information that I need for your created wrestlers in mind. Have all of that ready to go when you get your hands on 2K16. Oh, I should have mentioned, I didn't mention earlier. As far as your guys' looks go, I do the face importation. If you did any of that, if it's a created wrestler of yourself, I will do face importation in the game. If you can send me a good, like, headshot selfie of your face, it's got to be pretty high resolution. A digital camera or a really nice smartphone will do the trick, and it has to be well lit. It's just from here to here. It basically is just getting all of this in the picture. Custom logos, custom tattoos. If you did any logo importation in 2K15, you know how all that works. .png is the file extension that's best. That way it has a transparent background. Send me any of that stuff that you want. As far as like your gimmick and your character stuff like that, that's all stuff we'll discuss more. I don't need to know a whole lot about that. Just as far as if you're not on Xbox, your moveset, when you send me your information on your guy, give me like 3 or 4 names of people that you like as far as moves go. If your guy is a super heavyweight like Kane or Big Show, you know, obviously Kane or Big Show type moves, or Brock Lesnar type moves. If you're a smaller guy like Seth Rollins or I'm trying to think, Seth Rollins or say, just for lack of better terms, Kofi Kingston, you know, obviously, you know, try to base your moves around guys who are appropriate to the weight class. You know, there's not going to be very many guys like Apollo Crews and Brian Cage who are going to be 6'8" doing 450 splashes. I just don't see it happening. But anyway, that's as much as I can think of right now off the top of my head. I had a list typed out on my phone and I lost it. My phone fucked up, so I apologize. But anyway, I hope this covers most of your questions. I've rambled on a little bit longer than I planned to. I apologize for that. So anyway, I will catch you guys around Facebook and here on YouTube as well. And like I said, hopefully we'll be talking to you guys sooner than later, and we will get this thing kicked off in year 3 as planned in a timely manner, and you guys will help us make year 3 huge and unforgettable. Thank you for your time.